does everything feel off? And I don't mean like terrible all the time, just different, you know? Like you accidentally switch timelines or something, and somewhere around 2015, no one bothered to tell us, like, what's going on. So today, I want to talk to you why nothing feels the same anymore, and why so many people, point to the mid 2000s as the moment where everything shifted, and what we're supposed to do now that we've noticed. So, thanks for checking out the channel. If you can, give it a like and a subscribe. If you feel I deserved it, I greatly appreciate it. So, with that being said, let's get into it. If you grew up before 2015, life had a very specific texture. You still used your phone a lot, sure, but social media feeds were mostly chronological, not algorithmic chaos. Group chats were just group chats, not your primary social life. News felt like something that happened out there in the world, not a 24/7 fire hose aimed directly at your brain. There were problems, obviously, there always are, but the background noise of existence felt a hell of a lot quieter then. And then, somewhere around 2015, the vibe shifted. 2015 is around the time that feeds stopped being about who you followed and started about being whatever kept you on the app longest. YouTube leaned harder into recommendations and watch time. Facebook starts shaping what people see with engagement as the North Star or gold standard. Suddenly, your phone isn't a tool anymore. It's a slot machine. You don't decide what you watch. An algorithm does. And its only job is to keep you staring. Everyday life got gamified. At the same time, everything in our lives quietly turned into a scoreboard. Likes, followers, blue check marks, streaks, view counts. It no longer became, did I have a good day anymore? But rather, did my day perform well? And we went from living our lives and occasionally taking photos to living life for the photo, or for the gram, as you kids now say. Relationships changed too. Meeting people used to mean school, work, parties, mutual friends. Now, a huge chunk of human connections runs through apps designers like casino floors. And now, you swipe right, you swipe left, a dopamine hits, and then you repeat. People become profiles. Conversation became tiny light text bubbles that you can mute or ignore. We're more connected than we've technically ever been, but somehow lonelier than ever emotionally. You don't just wonder, does this person like me? You wonder, where do I rank compared to their followers in their DMs? Where do I rank compared to everyone else in their DMs? Before you heard bad news at specific times, the 6 p.m. news, a newspaper, and maybe a website when you checked. Now, we carry a global panic button in our pockets. Every hour, new outrage, new disaster, new reason to feel like the world is ending. It's not that things were perfect before 2015. Oh no, they weren't. But now we experience every tragedy in real time with commentary, arguments, and hot takes layered on top. Your brain wasn't meant to process the entire planet's problems before breakfast. Another reason for life feeling that everything feels different, the future doesn't feel the same way. Wages haven't kept up with the cost of living in a lot of places. Housing feels out of reach. Student loans hang over our heads like a permanent storm cloud. Stable, long term jobs got replaced with gigs, contracts, and side hustles. So, you grow up hearing, you work hard, you go to college, and you'll be fine. And then you step into the world where that formula doesn't really work anymore. And then it makes sense why everyone feels they were ripped off. The early 2000s had this weird, dorky optimism, colorful apps, goofy memes, YOLO, random dance videos. It all felt light. Then, over time, the memes got darker. Jokes became more about burnout, anxiety, being broke, being alone, and being tired. Humor turned into a coping mechanisms for feeling like you're living in a system that doesn't even care if you make it or not. So what do we do with that? Well, okay, cool. So we've diagnosed the vibes. I get it. We're all addicted to our phones now. The economy feels rigged, and everyone is chronologically online or tired. So now what? We don't get to rewind to 2010. You know, hindsight's great, but it doesn't really work in this case. So here are the few things that are actually going to help you take control. Start stupidly small. Turn off non essential notifications. Keep your phone in another room when you sleep. Put limits on apps that make you feel like trash after 30 minutes. You will not completely escape the algorithm, but you can stop handing it the keys to your entire mood and handle what you can with your own accountability by saying, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go touch grass. I'm going to go walk my dog. Things like that. You know, do whatever you have to. Go on walks with your dogs, with or without headphones. Meet a friend for coffee instead of just texting memes. Join local clubs, classes, or hobbies, groups where no one cares about your follower count. The more real moments you stack up, the less your brain feels like everything meaningful happens on a screen. Sold this idea that success looks like owning your house by the time you're 30, having a dream job, being in the perfect relationship, and never having money problems. Well, for a lot of us, that's just not realistic in the world we actually live in. So the game becomes, what does success look like for me? Maybe it's paying off one small debt at a time. Maybe it's finding work that doesn't crush your soul. You gotta, have purpose and passion in, the things you do to, feel good. Having three friends that you can call, taking care of your body and your mind just a little better this year than last. Something broke around 2015 and never got fully fixed, you're not making that up. We really did cross a line. Technology got way more invasive. The economy got way more unforgiving. Social life got incredibly more digital and less social. And the news cycles got more intense and more frequent. Of course, we're anxious. Of course, everything feels weird. But feeling that disconnect is actually a good sign because it means you're awake enough to notice that something's. We've only had our own choice to, and honestly, maybe that's our choice. We've only had our entire life to make. If the old rules don't work, we get to write new ones. New ways of working, new ways of being friends, new ways of measuring what a good life actually is. We can't fix everything, but we can log off a little bit, care about each other a lot, and stop pretending this version of normal is the only one possible. So, if you made it this far, let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think really changed, or has everything changed? Was it 2015? Was it earlier? Was it later? I want to hear your story. So, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.